This is a Mets Willets Point bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Mets Willets Point.
Closing doors, please.
Perfect. 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 Mets fans, Mets fans, Mets fans. What a difference a week makes here in Metsland. Just last week, y'all. Just last week, a bunch of y'all was certain that this was the descent of the New York Mets, and many of y'all were predicting that by Friday and Saturday the Mets would have been out of first place, when in fact the lead did dwindle just a bit to 2 games, and then impressively they pulled out a really impressive series against the New York Yankees, and then last night a fantastic win against probably the second best pitcher in the National League in Woodruff, and not to mention the dude's a threat at the plate too. But before we get into all of that, I just want to get into the events of the week that carry us to where we are at this very moment. It's been impressive, y'all. It's, time to be happy, excited. Things are on the horizon for the New York Mets that I didn't foresee myself. Things were here last week pretty low among the fan base, especially after disappointingly splitting the weekend series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Then it was on to Washington for the makeup game. And then previously, about a week prior to facing the Nationals for the makeup game, Kyle Schwarber owned the Mets. He hit some mammoth bombs over at Washington. And it was a little more of the same that Monday night following that Philly series. He came in, he hit another 2 home runs. You'd think the Mets would pitch him differently or even walk him. But neither of the two happened, and he hit some bombs, and then it was on to the A to face the damn Braves. Our boys, they underperformed. They're not they weren't getting the timely hits, or not doing anything for the first 4 or 5 innings. It was pretty disgusting, man. But this is the product. You know what I'm saying? This is the product of what's gone down. These 33 games in 31 days. It's a grueling part of the season these guys hit. These guys hit the dog days before they even reached the dog days of summer in August. So if any team here is going to benefit more from the All-Star break, it's going to be the New York Mets, as I've said on Twitter. Shout outs to everybody on Twitter. I'm going to give shout outs to the guests that I've had here previously, starting with Gene. Shout outs to my man Gene, and then my second guest was Scotty. I thank you guys, Scotty Pippen, for coming on the show. And then my third guest was very knowledgeable Mets fan, my man Manny. And boom, then I brought my man Vintage Mets with the gear. He came through. And then the very last interview I conducted, not the very last, but the most recent interview I conducted was with my man, the Willie Lopez show. He came through with the very nice memorabilia, showed us some nice bats, jerseys. And there's a little bit more coming to that. There's a part 2 of Willie and I. There's a lot more that he has to show. Seriously, what he has is fantastic. And I just want to get it out there, man. This is a show for us Mets fans. This Bearded Mets band to y'all. You guys already know. It's your boy Chente Camacho Jr. And this is how we do things here. We start rolling. We go with it. And as I was saying, I'm looking to do a little bit more. I want to bring in a few more people, a few more guests. And then ultimately, I would like to do a group. A Zoom video, and I see some ladies on the horizon. I'll shout y'all out. I'll send y'all the inbox. I'm not disrespectful. I'm a married man, happily married, 15 years. Been with my wife for 18, going on 19 years. But we out here, we doing this Mets thing. I recognize talent when I see it. I love talking baseball like many of y'all do. But jumping back into the Mets, y'all. That series in Atlanta. Uh, what's to say of it? You know, we lost one. We got beat down in. It was 20-2, and it was embarrassing. I stood there and watched almost to the 20th run. I couldn't subject myself to it. I got to 18, and I quit. I was just done. But you know, it happened, and everyone was doubting them. I know none of us want to see them do well or bad. We want to see them do well, is what I meant to say. But it was rough. And then on to the Bronx, y'all. We went to the Bronx. Woo! And then in the Bronx, what happened in the Bronx? The Bats woke up. I think that's what needed to happen for this Mets team. This Mets team needed to come back to New York and needed to come to a stadium where they knew they were going to be booed, and it was from jump. And it was a little quiet, and then the Bats erupted. We got 8 runs, and we won that game, and that was beautiful, man. And then to win the first game of the doubleheader, you know, score all those runs in the 7th inning was awesome off their closer, and he's reeling. The Yankees seem to be reeling right now. The team seems to be in disarray. We don't know what's going to happen with that ball club, and quite frankly, you know, those are their problems. You know, the Mets have had their share of problems as far as staying healthy, and Mets Twitter going wild with everything hitting the panic button. It'd be wild. Y'all gotta chill. Some of y'all gotta pump your brakes. And you know, I use pump your brakes in 2 different situations. You know, some of y'all gotta pump your brakes with the criticism, and I'm not trying to be. There's no animosity with me saying pump your brakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, chill. You know, it's just relax. I gotta take it easy because we've seen some crazy stuff occur, but what I'm seeing from the team itself, from a team standpoint, a group standpoint, a player standpoint altogether, this is a good bunch. This New York Mets team has a great mix of players. The camaraderie, the energy, they've gelled. And this all started early, as I spoke about it before. This started in spring training. They were ridiculed for doing that 27-out drill. I'm going to bring that up a lot because it's drills like that bring teams together. And although they haven't gotten into like a physical altercation, we've seen them stand up for themselves and each other, for that matter. Not as much as we liked early on, but lately it's gotten like that, and it's going to become more of that. So I'm excited to see that. If this series here, upcoming where we are right now with Milwaukee, that game we won last night was a beautiful game. If that isn't an indication that this team is, I think, ready to turn that corner and hit that gear, so to speak, and move forward and start playing some of the best baseball we're gonna see from this team, because the best is yet to come. There's no denying that the best is yet to come. Shout out to Mets Twitter once again. This is incredible. I'm excited. The New York Mets are primed to do some really, really, really nice things. When they get J.D. Davis back, this team is going to be so deep. The bench is going to be nasty. You know, it's going to be good problems to have as far as like the rotation of players. Who you going to have starting at what positions? The lineup construction is something that I've had a problem with for quite some time. But the way they hit in that 7th inning, it was incredible. The way they got to Woodruff there, I mean, he was cruising along that entire game. And then that Francisco Lindor at bat changed the entire complexity of that inning to where we chased him. That was something that was outstanding. It was an incredible thing to see, and it made me nothing short of proud of this ball club, considering the flack they've taken this entire season from Mets fans on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. I mean, just on all social media platforms. And I think that's attributed to like mainstream media stuff, like the mainstream media in terms of like SNY, The Post. You guys spew a lot of ignorant, like, stuff that doesn't have very much base to it. There's no foundation to it. It's just face value. All you just do is give a headline and people take it and run, instead of trying to get deeper and see truly analyze the situation with these ball players, because they're human, prone to making mistakes. We're judging ball players, hitters, people that yes, they do try as hard as they can, because these are professional athletes, of course. But they come in there and they work hard, and if they fail 7 out of 10 times for their career, they're considered Hall of Fame players. So the scrutiny and the way people criticize so hard is unfair, man. You know, especially to this bunch. This bunch has been through so much as far as like the start and go of the season, how they, you know, we all know. We don't have to revisit. We don't have to talk about this stuff anymore. We know what this team has been through and the injuries and how many freaking players have been in and out of this roster. And the job that Luis Rojas and his team and Sandy Alderson, what they've done is nothing short of incredible. And for the Mets to be in first place for such a long time, that's just the icing on the cake. And hopefully the guys right now, this stretch of games that they have against these opponents, if we can possibly, I don't want to be greedy right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to play each game as they come. But if the Mets have a chance right now to close out the first half of the season before the break on a fantastic run, and then they're going to start the season back from the All-Star break against the same team they come off, which is the Pirates. Which, fortunately, you know, with the good Lord's blessing, I'll be going over to Pittsburgh next week. Thumbs up, looking forward to that. Seven Line Army, shout outs to that. But yeah, y'all, it's incredible. The Mets can do some great stuff, and how the dominoes are set up for them to just knock them down, or whatever metaphor you would like to use to add to boost up a moment of opportunity. This is the time to seize it right here. The Mets can actually start their huge run right now, historic run, what folks envisioned when they traded for Lindor. This team, they're feeding off of each other. They're picking each other up. This is just amazing to see. You know what I'm saying? It's the New York Mets. And folks, that's my time right now. That's all I'm going to hit y'all with. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and click on that little button down there. Do what the little dog is doing. Hit the bell for notifications so you can get alerts when I drop new material. My people, shout outs go out to the entire Mets Twitter. My man Fraz, we're gonna hit y'all up with some stuff coming soon. My man, he's from England, and he and I are gonna do a cross Atlantic Instagram live show. We're gonna discuss sports from across the pond, because you know I enjoy football as well. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like American football. I do enjoy El Juego Bonito, the beautiful game. It's an amazing thing to watch. And please look forward to that. The details are going to be hashed out. We're going to spill everything out. Shout outs to Manny. Shout outs to Theo Al. I see you, baby. You do your thing. Subway to Shay. I see you, Papi. Do your thing. Small Ball runs for the Grom. I see you, Mamita. You out there. T. Giselle, another smart baseball fan, and that's a lady. Y'all doing y'all thing out there. Yo, Mets Twitter's incredible. Manny, Willie Lopez Show, Sammy K, my man Boomer. There's so many of y'all. Keith Griffey. It's just so many of y'all to name, man. I thank y'all so much for the support, the love, and you know it's all mutual, and we all doing it together. Jorge, it's guys. You know if I forgot to say a specific one, forgive me. I'm gonna look at y'all and I'm gonna tag you on this, but it's love to Mets Twitter, Facebook. Remember to follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Bearded Mets Banter. VCam109 on Instagram and Twitter, y'all. You already know. It's Chente Camacho. Peace and love.
This is a Mets Willets Point bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Mets Willets Point.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.